What up, stackers? Big Stack McGee here. How are you doing today? It is Sunday, November 27th, and this is my gold and silver stack update for the months of October and November 2022. So let's get right to it. First thing I see is that I don't have as much as I normally do, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But let's start with this right here. What you see here is the final 4 rolls that I needed to purchase to complete my guardhouse box, and I was successfully able to do that this past 2 months, which was amazing. And I did do an update on that, and you can see all 50 rolls taken out of their tubes and assembled together in one place if you go back and check out that video, which is pretty fun. Next up, we got this really cool Scottsdale 10-ounce silver bar featuring the Wall Street Mint. Nice finish. Nice texture on the back. Love unique 10-ounce silver bars, and that one was a new one for me for my stack. Then moving on, we did pick up a little bit of gold. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here. So this right here is a gold 20 francs. That is Leopold II. This is a Belgium 20 francs. And I was able to get this at a price very similar to what the French and Swiss 20 francs were being going for. This is an 1877 gold piece. And I absolutely love the gold 20 francs, just like I like gold sovereigns. Great fractional gold, cool history, and I see myself buying things like this for quite some time. Let's take a look at this backside. It's very cool. All right. So there, isn't that a nice and ornate reverse? And then at the top, you see the words L'Union fait la force. I probably said that wrong, but basically it means strength and unity. Together we are strong, that kind of thing. And I'll zoom in a little bit on this crest. Oh, can't too much. Sorry about that. I don't know. I just think it's really ornate. It's kind of a nice design, and I dig it. So I mentioned, yeah, this is a little bit lighter than normal for me for 2 months of stacking, and that's okay. I just want to talk just briefly about that. So what's going on is that everything is more expensive, and I think I've mentioned in my previous videos how I don't have a specific budget for gold and silver that I go through every month. It's usually the excess, right? So I have money that I set aside for my retirement, money that I set aside for my wife's retirement, money I set aside for each one of my kids' college, and then savings accounts, and then I have some online investments, things like that. And so everything from I-bonds, savings bonds, things like that. So I have money that I allocate that comes out every month for those investments, right? I do not look at silver and gold as an investment. I look at silver and gold as savings. This is like taking hard work, something that I did just now, and converting into something that will hopefully keep its value long term until I need to redeem that, right? And so my silver and gold budgets historically have been whatever's extra. So clearly there's times where price advantage dictates, all right, maybe I'm going to buy a little bit more and sometimes dig into a little bit of my savings to do that. And other times it's just like, you know, especially when the price action for gold and silver is elevated like it is currently, right? I don't feel the need to pile on anything, so I'm not going to dip into my savings to buy a lot more when I feel like the price is higher than it probably could be, if that makes sense. So that's kind of like, I guess inflation is responsible for why I did not buy more gold and silver these last 2 months. And it'll probably be the same going forward, because right now I'm kind of in the midst of that time where we're buying some Christmas presents for the kids and maybe planning a trip and all that kind of stuff. And so those are, you know, parts of the budget that are going to be a little bit more, take more money out. And I don't specifically budget for vacation or even for gifts, but the first thing that would happen is I would not buy as much gold or silver, if that makes sense. And, you know, we don't like to go way overboard on anything. But I do like that my gold and silver stack does represent the excess. And what that does do for me is it makes me want to work harder. It makes me want to pick up extra work, because if I do want extra stuff, then I got to find a way to make that happen. And that usually means just harder work. And so it's a perfect motivation for me to want to pick up side jobs and things like that. But I'm steady Eddie when it comes to our investments. And I know that, like I've said before, there's a lot of us that are in the gold and silver stacking community that look at the market like, with a grimace and not for me, that kind of thing. But I am invested into the market, whether I like it or not. And so I use times like this over the last few months to dollar cost average down and things like that. And I do have a pile in cash reserves in case there's some kind of huge crash, and then I can take advantage of that opportunity as well. But so that basically explains why I've not bought as much. And I know that gasoline and food and clothes, everything costs an incredible amount more than it used to. And so inevitably that's going to bite into how much I'm able to stack. But I'll tell you what, any month that I stack at all is a good month, and I think this was just fine. So one more quick survey of the stack. And these silver quarters might be the last time you see me buy silver quarters for a while. I have a little bit of silver quarter fatigue, as you might imagine. 50 rolls is a lot. But I love it. I love having that box. It's super heavy. Cool silver bar. And of course, the nice little Goldie. There you have it. So what's next for me? Well, something besides silver quarters, I can tell you that. I am going to try to do a silver bar update. I think I mentioned in my last video that I have more than 1,200 ounces of silver bars, so I think it's going to be fun to get those out. Something that hasn't seen the light of day for years. So that's all I have for you today. This is Big Stack McGee, and I hope that your Thanksgiving holiday was fantastic, and I hope that in the next few weeks, as you ramp up towards Christmas and the end of the year, that you're able to be scrappy, get some extra money, and buy some gold and silver yourself. We'll talk to you soon.